Well, folks, welcome back. My first guest has been covering politics for over 30 years. Let's see if today's news has given him anything to shout about. Please welcome the host of Hardball, Chris Matthews. Good to see you again.
Hi, Steve.
How are you?
As well as anybody is.
What the hell is going on, Chris Matthews? You've used these G7, these G8, whatever the G number is, has been going on for years. Have you ever seen anything like this where a president, before he goes, he puts protectionist tariffs on before he arrives and then doesn't sign onto the communique and basically is adversarial the entire time?
Well, this is meeting with friends. This is always the softball of the year. I mean, you go up and hang around with Canada. We don't even have a border with Canada. Canada's like easy. And it's a nice country. And they like us. And they have a really pretty prime minister. You know?
Well, maybe that's what makes Trump suspicious,
I don't
is that
know
somebody
what
likes
his
him.
I sometimes think he might be the Wicked Witch, and he's Snow White. And he just says, who's the fairest of them all? And he gets up there. Maybe that guy is. It's strange. It is a strange antipathy. Canada's always been okay with us. I know they care about their cedar shingles and shakes and things like lumber, and all those issues are really important with them, but we've always known that. They're tricky about these trade issues, and they take them seriously. Trump should have been told that, and instead of getting mad at them. I mean, the weird thing is, he was elected leader of the free world, and now he's disbanding it. I mean,
so
all
why
those
do you
countries
think
up
he's
there,
really
they are the free world. It's the French, the Brits, the Italians, the Japanese, the Canadians, the Japanese, they're all our friends. We all are democracies. We have regular elections. We pick our leaders. We can get rid of them. We get rid of them. We don't like them. We have free speech. They're all the good countries of the world. And he's telling them to go to hell, literally.
What is the upside for the United States? What's the argument?
There isn't any. He wants to make friends with countries where the leaders kill people. This little guy over in North Korea, the guy who was supposed to be in charge of him, his uncle, he killed him. And then he killed his half-brother. Remember in that airport in Malaysia, they painted the poison on him? The guy has killed about 300 people around they know about. Look at Putin. He kills journalists. These are awful people, and he wants to become best friends with them.
I can kind of understand North Korea because you butter up somebody to get them to the negotiating table, and if he succeeds, God bless him. If he succeeds in reducing the nuclear threat in North Korea, no, but you have to. You have to think the best. You have to hope your president succeeds in that condition.
This is not a date. This is not going to work. This is not just lunch. It's not going to work.
Maybe he'll take Kim furniture shopping.
This guy, that's right. That's what they do with their fundraisers. They take them up to New Hope and look at old furniture. I think the guy, look, we think about a million things in the United States, and a lot of this stuff is important stuff. We are the best country in the world, and everybody in the world knows we're the best country in the world. Even when East Germany fell, when the Berlin Wall came down, you know what I found out when I was over there when it done? That guy, Erich Honecker, the last dictator, and he's a bad guy, and a real SOB, head of East Germany, his #1 goal in life was to be invited to the White House. Even the bad countries in the world know we're the greatest country. The bad guys know this. That's something we got to understand. They all want to be invited to sit down with us because they know we're the greatest country ever, and it's a fact. It's a hard thing for cynics to buy, but you don't have to be a good person to recognize this is a great country. And this little guy wants to meet with our guy and sit down together tonight and look like equals. And that's what he wanted.
What does the United States get out of this? Donald Trump goes over there. Obviously, the objective is denuclearization, which I said is a worthy goal. If he can get it, God bless him. Give him the Nobel Prize. I don't care. Just make the world safer. But experts are saying that the chance that they'll actually give up their nukes are very slim.
That's all they got.
And yet, Kim gets what he wants, which is equal footing with the most powerful man
you know what
in the
he
world.
wants. He wants us to get our troops out, and he wants that border open for him to do what he wants to do. He wants to get us to no longer protect Japan, no longer protect South Korea, and he's still got nuclear weapons. That's the scary end of this whole thing. And I'm worried about it. I'm worried about Trump being fooled over there into thinking, oh, he comes out and he says, well, let's have the end of the hostilities between North and South. Let's have an official treaty. And Trump will say, great headline tomorrow. But that really gets away with our justification for having troops there. That's all a game by him. That's what I think we'll know tomorrow. But I think that's what Kim wants. He wants us to get our troops out.
If you declare peace...
Then there's no reason for troops. There's no reason for our troops.
Well, we still have troops in Germany, don't we?
Well, because they want them there. I'm not sure that South Korea will want them there once they cut the deal. I'm afraid.
Not even South Korea.
I think
they like us there.
I think Kim is going to cut a deal that separates us with South Korea. That's my prediction.
Let's talk about Russia for a second. And you know,
it's not a happy scenario.
No.
But I'm with you. I'm with you, Stephen. I'm for if it makes the world safer, let's all applaud and move on. I hope we do make the world safer. I think that if they agree to restrain their testing of nuclear weapons, if they agree to restrict their testing of missiles, I mean, that'd be good.
Okay, Russia. Trump wants Russia back in the G8, and he goes, something happened. He just glosses over atrocities.
Right.
And he goes, let's get him back in there. What is the possible justification for that, especially when the head of his intelligence services is saying the Russians are still trying to game the 2018 election now? How can that be defended? Do you talk to any people who are on Trump's side who say, oh, the reason he wants this is X, Y, and Z? Because I don't see the rationale.
What we know is Russia tried to take away our moral superiority because we had elections in this country, clean elections. And we have a democracy going back to 1789. No other country in the world can match that record. We've had elections every 2 years. No matter what happens, we have an election. We've never had, the French have 5 republics. We've got the one we started one. This country is a great role model for democracy. What the Russians want to do is take that moral advantage away from us. That's what they wanted to do in 16. Screw up our elections, screw up our belief in our elections, let the whole world see that we got a problem with our elections, and they already got that done. Okay. Now we're going to reward them by getting them back in the G7 and make it the G8 again.
But
Trump doesn't have any anger. He never says a word against the Russians for what they did to our elections.
But neither do the Republicans, though.
That's true.
Who are the people that, because you talk to these people more than I do, what do the people in Washington who defend the president say to defend his idea of returning?
They're scared to death of him.
Scared of?
Trump. 86% of Republicans support Trump. The Republicans act personally a lot like Mike Pence.
Oh, we actually have a fantastic clip. Can we show?
By the way, I wanted to say something.
You guys haven't seen this.
I know you like the movie Man for All Seasons, and I love that movie.
Yeah, sure.
About Henry VIII and about Thomas More, the great Thomas More, who died for his religion. And there's a great scene in it when Henry VIII, beautifully played by Robert Shaw, gets out of his boat. And just watch how everybody behaves.
I heard you like this clip. We actually pulled this clip. Imagine that Shaw is Trump.
That's them.
Yes.
That's the Republican Party.
He was a monster.
That's them.
Robert Bolt describes him as a monster who none dared gainsay.
Yes, well, today these guys are all like Mike Pence. They do exactly what Trump does.
This is what Pence did. Show the water bottle thing again, Jim. Look at Trump, and then watch Pence. Bottle down for no reason, and right with you, sir. What does it mean? What does it mean?
It means that we always said Democrats fall in love, Republicans fall in line. They're all doing this. I get in trouble for this, but Republicans are stereotypical, right? What do? They play golf. They all play golf, right? They all play golf. They all read the Wall Street Journal, and they vote Republican. They show up at the movies on time. Republicans are a very regimented people.
They show up to the movies
on time? Oh, you know
they
do. You just know they do. You know, just look around the theater.
Democrats show up late.
They're the ones that come in with the big, Democrats come in with the big bottle, the big Cokes and the popcorn. What time this movie start anyway? Pushing their way past you. I'm telling you, Republicans are on time. That's one thing I'll say for them. But
I'm going to need some sociological study to back that up.
I've got the data. I've got the data.
You got the data on that one? Okay.
But I think that it's sad because I know that it's sad. One of these they're all leaving now, Republicans. Like Trey Gowdy's leaving, Corker's leaving, Flake's leaving. And every time they're leaving, they start talking honestly. Isn't that weird? What's the name? Speaker Ryan is now talking the truth. He's saying
they recover from a moral amnesia.
The minute they're leaving, they tell the truth. It's a sad thing about a Republican Party that is now lacking any guts to say anything against this guy. And I think that they're going to pay for this morally someday, because I think John Paul Sartre once said that we don't always do what we want, but we're responsible for who we are. And they're going to be held historically responsible for following this guy. And it's a real problem.
Well, you know, getting back to A Man for All Seasons, there's a moment at which Moore is in jail for not violating his own conscience, because it's really it's a play in a movie about the self, and what can you bring yourself to do and what can you not bring yourself to do. And his daughter says to him, oh, just take an oath and don't mean it. And these people who will not stand up to Trump have taken an oath to defend the Constitution. And Moore says, when a man takes an oath, he holds himself in his hand like so much water. And should he open his hands at that moment, he should lose all hope of finding himself again. And my fear is that the people who will not stand up to Trump will not find themselves again when we need them.
And I think this, I want to say something about, you know, I think we have to be just as tough on the opposition these days, because I really think what De Niro did the other night, and you got to be really careful about this, because I think the cultural world, your world, to some extent the Democrats, certainly the media, have got to uphold what nobility is in this country through these years.
And what is that?
They got to remind people of what they're not having, which is a sense of nobility about life on this planet, and a sense of moral goodness. And I think Trump is lowering us down to a standard. You know, it's always said in war that you end up imitating your enemy in war. You become as barbarous as they are. And the trouble with the criticism of Trump now, it's gone down to the level of Trump. Well, people are starting to talk like him.
You know what?
And I
You're
think that's
right.
really going to hurt
opposition.
opposition.
That's a dangerous path, and I agree with you, and I can be guilty of that myself. But ultimately, you have to, I don't know what they're laughing at, but ultimately, in all your criticism of the man, you can't forget you have to wish the best for the presidency, and that, for instance, in this case, he finds peace. Keep your eye on what the prize should be and criticize the man as much as you want.
We have to remind ourselves we're Americans.
God bless America, Chris Matthews.
Thank you.
Hardball with Chris Matthews airs weeknights on MSNBC. That's the man. We'll be right back, and I'll tell you the latest proclamations from a big furry hat. Stick around.